Well, good afternoon, sports fans. It's Brick Beetle Bailey. In this special edition of Inside Sports, Arena Football has been part of LockedIN Magazine since 2011, starting with the Arena Football League and then moving to the National Arena League, the AAL2 Fan Control Football, the Indoor Football League, and other less successful leagues across the USA. Through the good and the bad, it's always about the players and their contributions to our lives. Joining me today is a man who has been involved in arena football for over 40 years. He is a member of the Arena Football Hall of Fame and was inducted into the American Football Association Hall of Fame and the Semi-Pro Football Hall of Fame. He knows more about the sport of arena football than most people will ever learn. He's here to update us on how the new Arena Football One League is going to work. Welcome to the show, Jerry Kurz. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Great. Hey, before we get started on this, I understand, I guess you're an alumni of Northern Illinois University. Is that
I am.
correct?
I went to law school at Northern.
Yeah. Any idea or any thoughts on the game on Saturday against Notre Dame?
I wasn't watching it. I have to admit that. But my son, who knows I went there, just went to a function at the law school with me and told me about it. So I switched over and it was exciting.
Yeah, I didn't get to work. I'm sorry, I was working on Saturday, but yeah, after I found out that was supposed to be a great game. So glad for your alumni for the win and everything. And I guess supposedly putting them on the map a little bit. So
It did. They've always had a competitive football program. Even a former Oklahoma coach, Jerry Kurz, was there for years, built it up, but not had this prominence or this type of national exposure for a long time.
yeah, it's good for the colleges like that. So you've been around the sports for decades. I guess it shouldn't date you that much, but how has the sport of arena football changed so much from 2011 to maybe today?
I think more people confuse arena football with indoor football, other forms of football being played inside a building. Arena football is surely distinct. We're the only ones that have the rebound nets. Now, the NAL used the rebound nets for a bit. I thought they did a good job, but they weren't playing arena football rules. Arena football is a distinct game, and I think we're going to work to make sure people understand the difference. Everybody should be proud of whatever league they're in, work to promote that league, but shouldn't call themselves anything that they're not.
Great. Yeah, it kind of leads me into the next thing. I guess it seems that everyone wants to reinvent the arena game, and most have failed. What do you think will be different this time coming around in 2025?
Got a group of owners who've been in a couple of different leagues and some new teams as well. And I believe that they're all on the same page. We had a lot of organizational meetings, a lot of discussions about what makes the league run. And they have accepted the fact that Commissioner Fisher and myself have tried to ingrain upon them that they have to be partners off the field. They can be competitors on the field, but if they're not partners off the field helping each other be successful, you can't be successful.
Right. That's a big issue, yeah, with all the people being all together. Um, so I guess I kind of don't want to really get into it, but how do you think you will be able to compete with such a big group as the IFL?
IFL is a great league. I did some consulting for them before. I know a number of their teams, the owner, great commissioner. He, like me, was a player, a coach, an owner, and then commissioner. They've done a good job. We're just a different game. We're a different game. We've always had national broadcasting. We'll have that again. They had their championship game the last 2 years on national broadcast. They do a good job, but we're two different sports, presenting two different sports to the people, and we think ours is a better product with the nets. Nothing beats the nets. The excitement of the nets, the balls coming live off the nets. We're not there to compete with the IFL. They're doing a great job themselves. We'll do our own great job, but it's not a competition.
Yeah, I started my photography career with the Baltimore Brigade down in 2019, and yeah, it's an exciting game. I didn't realize how exciting it was until I got there to the arena and watching some of this stuff. So, um, how many? I guess I should say, what give the guess our fans a little bit of the structure right now, like your president, CEO. I guess Jeff Fisher is in here now too, with I guess being appointed last June or something like that.
Jeff Fisher became the commissioner of
Yes.
Arena Football One last Wednesday in Nashville.
Okay. And then you were what, legal counsel, or do you have another title?
That was a different alliteration. That was a different group playing as Arena Football League. This is a group that's distinct and separate from the Arena Football League. It's Arena Football One.
Mhm.
I'm CEO of this new company.
Nice, nice. I know you just put out another expansion team this week. How many teams do you think you're going to have to start for the season in 2025?
I mean, that's up for discussion. When
Okay.
you're a coast to coast, north to south, east to west, you want to fill in the geographical spots that are holes. And something that the IFL and other leagues have worked on for years. So is that number 10? Is that number 12? Is it 14? You don't take in teams just to take in teams. They've got to have all the requisite things in their market, good ownership group, good arena lease, and good community base. And if we have all that, we'll make that determination. We'll have a schedule out mid-October, so expansion will be closed the end of September.
Great. Yeah. I'm in the Wilkes-Barre area. So I think that's an awesome market there. I think you kind of like with Philly, New Jersey, maybe also pulling out of New York City and stuff like that. So I think it's going to do great in that area. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting up that way and covering the team for you. Um, Also, will there be anything, and I know it's still getting kind of early, any national broadcast rights or anything being live streamed, the games, anything like that?
We'll have a national game of the week. Uh, Even when I was the commissioner before I retired from the AFL years ago, we had two broadcast partners. We had ESPN, CBS Sports Network. We'll work to have multiple broadcast partners and a national game of the week, if not one to two. But we know that in order to get requisite national corporate partnership, you need a national broadcast partner, and we'll have that like we always did.
Great. Any chance, I know a lot of issues, I guess, the last couple of years with players and the teams. I know you did mention that you've got a great background with and great group of owners. Any issue with maybe a players union involved in this at all, or?
I've always supported. We had one when I was there. We've had good meetings with some representatives of players. Commissioner Fisher, having been a member of the NFL Players Union for years when he was playing, we both have dealt with Players Union. Players are key to our game. They're not fungible goods. If we don't take care of our players, that's a cardinal sin. So we'll make sure that players are taken care of. And if that means we have a players association, we'll have that.
Yeah, but I know the fans will appreciate it too. One last thing, do you have any last words for LockedIn Magazine fans or any of the arena fans out there that you want to convey right now before we close out for the?
I've just appreciated the support that arena football has gotten over the years, myself included. People ask me all the time what I do for a living. I get to say and brag. I put smiles on people's faces. Takes a lot of work to do that, but being able to have a job, I go to an arena, I see people smiling, fighting for a $2 t-shirt, fighting for that football, but just having a good time. I thank the fans across the country for the support that they've given us for arena football for so many years.
I tell you, I've seen that, like I say, when I was down there in 2019 covering Baltimore Gate, and those fans were just ecstatic with what was going on the field, all the field, and what was going on after the game was over and everything like that. So we appreciate you stopping by here with us, talking for a little bit. We hope we get together again soon. Any new info coming out for us, let us know. We'll be sure and happy to get on the screen here and talk with you. So
Appreciate that.
take care.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you very much.